Hey guys, welcome back to my medicine of choice. My name's Evelyn. I'm 18 years old and I have cystic fibrosis. Today we are going to be showing you how to do a full face of makeup. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. My number one tip is always going to be start with a good base. So make sure you get a primer that's suitable for your skin type. I'm going to be using the Baby Skin Primer from Maybelline. This is a pore eraser primer and I like this because it helps me have that flawless base finish. I'm almost up. So I don't put primer on my whole face just because it is a poreless primer. I'm just gonna put this wherever I have bigger pores. So I put this usually in my T-zone. So next we're going to take our foundation. I use the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. This is my favorite foundation. You can find this at any drugstore. It's really affordable. And I'm going to apply this with a damp beauty blender. So I'm going to kind of just dot this all over my face just so I can get a even coverage, and then we'll blend it out. So you're just going to apply this throughout your whole face. This is just going to give you an even skin tone. It's going to cover up any redness you have and any blemishes. And a little tip, if you have oily skin, you're going to want to get a water-based foundation. And if you have dry skin, you're going to want to get a oil-based foundation. And so it'll just be better for your skin. And if you put one layer down, I always say to start thin just to build up coverage if you want more, but you can always start out with just a little bit and then just build it up. So I am gonna add one more layer on my areas that I think need it. So this is gonna be just anywhere you still have redness peeking through or any coverage you wanna add. So I usually do it on my cheeks and around my nose just because I get a little bit more redness right there. So next we're gonna go in with concealer, and I do use two different concealers. The Tarte Shape Tape I'm gonna use first. This is just a more full coverage concealer, so I'm gonna apply this under my eyes to conceal my dark circles. And you also wanna put this into a triangle shape just to highlight the center of your face. And then taking a less full coverage foundation, I'm just going to apply this to the highlights of my face. So the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and on my chin. And I'm just going to blend that out with that same beauty blender. And then another tip with concealer, if you have any blemishes or acne spots, if you have any blemishes or acne spots you want to cover up, I just put some on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use my finger and just dab that onto the spot and blend it out with my finger. This is just going to add more coverage because sometimes the Beauty Blender can soak up product and it won't give you the coverage you want. So you just want to make sure that your foundation is blended. If you need to, you can blend it down your neck just so you don't have a foundation line, and in your ears and in your hairline as well. This is just going to make sure that it looks like it's your skin color and there's not an obvious difference. So almost immediately after you blend out your concealer, you're going to want to take a translucent powder. I do use a loose powder. You do want to stay away from stark white translucent powders though, because those can cause really bad flashback. And I'm just going to take this on our damp Beauty Blender, and I'm going to apply this only to under my eyes. This is going to help your concealer not crease, and it's going to help brighten that area. And it's going to help it stay longer as well. Then I'm going to take just a powder. This one is not loose, it's just a setting powder. And I'm going to take a fluffy brush, any fluffy brush is fine, and we're going to set the rest of our face. So I just kind of swirl it just to make sure my foundation gets set and that it's not gonna move. And you don't want to wipe away the powder under your eyes, you want that to sit there for a little bit. So while that powder is still setting under your eyes, you're going to take your bronzer. I use the Butter Bronzer. This is one of my favorites. You can find this at the drugstore. Again, I'm going to take a kind of fluffy brush. It's going to be a little bit smaller than our powder brush though. And we're just going to swirl this in there. And then we're going to contour with this. So with this, we're going to put this on our cheekbones, and we're going to put it into the shape of a 3. So you're going to want to put it on your temples, on your cheekbone, and then down your jawline, and that's going to be how you contour. So this is just going to add some more warmth back to your face. From the foundation you kind of lose some color, so this is just going to bring your face back to life again. And what I like to do, after I put my bronzer on, I take my powder one more time, and just the same powder brush, and I like to kind of chisel my contour out. So I'll just apply this right below that bronzer, and it'll help it just stand out a little more, and it'll help it blend. I'm also going to take a littler brush with that bronzer, and I'm gonna take very little product. I'm gonna make sure I tap off the excess because we don't want a lot of pigmentation. And we're gonna use this on our nose. We're just gonna do this down the bridge of our nose. And this will give you the effect of a slimmer nose. Now we're gonna apply blush. You can use any blush you want. I'm using the Tarte blush. And I'm going to take a more like circle brush. It looks like this. It's pretty dense. And I'm just gonna tap that into the product, tap off the excess, and we're gonna apply the blush to the apples of our cheeks. So whenever you smile, you're gonna apply it right to the apple, and then you're gonna blend it upward just to draw your face and make it look slimmer. My personal favorite blushes are going to be the peachy, more mauve colored ones. So after that, you can just take your powder brush and you're going to wipe away the powder under your eyes. And when you do that, that's also going to help powder the blush and bronzer and blend that so it's not as pigmented as it was. You just want to make sure everything is set. And then I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Natural Finish Setting Spray and I'm going to spray my face. And this is just going to help lock in your makeup and have it last all day. And then my personal favorite step is going to be highlighting. So I'm going to use the Master Chrome highlighter from Maybelline in just a teardropped brush. It looks like this. I like to do this after I apply my setting spray. Ooh, that's good. I like to do this after I apply my setting spray because the setting spray is going to make the pigmentation a lot stronger, and I personally like a really blinding highlight. So we're just going to focus this on the high points of our face. So our cheekbones, I like to highlight under my brow bone and kind of connect those two. So kind of like a C shape. I also like to highlight right above the middle of my brow. And then I'll take my finger and highlight the point, the tip of my nose, as well as the bridge of my nose. Your Cupid's bow. And then I also like to take a little below the lip onto my chin. If you do have textured skin, I would definitely recommend to stay away from glittery highlights. I would do more shimmer because glitter highlights can make your texture be more noticeable. And I'm also going to take this and apply this on my inner corner of my eyelid. Okay, so then I'm just going to pop on a lipstick. This is going to be the liquid lipstick. This is just going to be in a nude color. crease brush. So I'm just curling my lashes, and I'm going to add on a layer of mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Okay guys, so this is going to be the finished makeup look of my full face of makeup. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!